Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us.
Does Punta Gorda have a black Uncle Tom trying to erase the black history from here? Punta Gorda councilman sends heated email to citizen. By Jonathan Choice. Staff writer. Punta Gorda as tensions boil over following a proposal to rebrand a downtown neighborhood, a Punta Gorda city councilman inserted himself in the mix, sending a strongly worded email to the president of a group opposing the change. Citing historical evidence, some community leaders say a proposal to rename the Trobway Woods neighborhood located just east of downtown would promote the concept of oneness commonly associated with Punta Gorda. I take no pleasure in having to continue to reveal your antipathy towards our community. You appear to be so fixated on maintaining this ruse of the voice of District 1, Punta Gorda Councilman Haha Cummings, who represents District 1, wrote in a lengthy email to Anna Colwood, the president of Trobway Woods United Association Incorporated, a group opposed to the name change. The email was sent January 17, a half hour before a city council meeting. Fellow council members, city manager Howard Kunnick, city clerk Karen Smith and other community leaders were copied on the email. Historic District Homeowners Association launched efforts earlier this month to rebrand Trobway Woods, removing the name from city correspondence, documents, and signs as the East Historic District. The word East, however, would only be used for city land development regulation purposes. The name would be abbreviated to Historic District in all official branding, marketing and signage. This has to do with vision. The move seeks to unify all three historic overlay areas, National Register, Downtown Commercial and Trobway Woods. At the same time, the HOA is vying to get the historic district, including Trobway Woods, added to the state's master site file, a county-by-county inventory of historical markers, cemeteries, bridges, architectural structures, and historic districts in an effort to open up more state and federal funding for infrastructure projects. Before this can happen, though, Planning Commission will have to recommend the rebranding for approval in February, and City Council would weigh in on the matter a month later. This has to do with vision. One of the things that could be good for Punta Gorda, as a tourist attraction, is the city that was extraordinary in times of Reconstruction in the 19th century, Martha Byarda, executive director at Blanchard House Museum and representative of the HOA, said during a recent interview. Byarda is Cummings' mother. On Marion Avenue, we can have an interpretive sign where the first 15 men came that created Punta Gorda. There were 8 whites and 7 blacks. We can have a sign, showing what they created. Right now, some of these churches aren't even in our historic district because they are cut off in the little black Trobway Woods, she added, noting the 2 oldest churches in the city aren't listed as historical sites. Byarda said the goal would be to create a historic district from Cooper Street to Punta Gorda Isles. Byarda, during an August 2002 Community Redevelopment Agency meeting, said residents of the city's east side wished to be addressed as the Trobway/Woods additions of Punta Gorda before identifying infrastructure needs. Self-proclaimed one voice. In his email to Colwood, a Fort Myers resident who also rents in Punta Gorda, Cummings stressed the intention Byarda had in her effort to initiate the conversation to rebrand the neighborhood, saying it was to bring infrastructure improvements to the area. Rather than advocating for infrastructure improvements, you instead misrepresented yourself as a city resident and self-proclaimed yourself as the one voice of the district, Cummings wrote. You worked tireless to prevent the city from spending any money on infrastructure in the district as a whole, instead directed to unneeded programs run by your organization. Your efforts to blight District 1 reached new highs when you represented the district in the 1% sales tax talks, making no mention of any infrastructure needs for the entire district, when true representatives of other districts advocated on behalf of their residents. The Trobway Woods United Association, a nonprofit community group, has opposed the proposed rebranding. Members of the group say the community was not informed of the name change, and that it's been ignored in the process and has no voice. TWAU paints the word community with a very broad brush, essentially saying anyone that owns a home, business, rents, goes to church, or a hospital or grocery store in Trobway Woods can qualify. Anyone with a vested interest in the community should have a voice, Colwood said. Concluding his email, Cummings said, I find it humorous that you are troubled that another group of people is going to make decisions for the best interest of the neighborhood when this group of people are the residents themselves. The residents of Historic District will determine their own destiny whether you like it or not. Your days of misrepresenting the interests of the residents of Punta Gorda are over, added Cummings, a member of TWUA before leaving the group in 2016. Unwarranted accusations. Responding to the email, Colwood met with Kunuk and City Mayor Rachel Kiesling Monday at City Hall, discussing conduct unbecoming of a public official and unwarranted accusations and slander of a person via written communication. Colwood was requesting a formal statement be placed in Cummings' personnel file. Kunuk told the Sun City Council members do not have personnel files, adding what council members decide to do is up to them. Emphasizing the potential economic benefits of unifying and rebranding Punta Gorda's downtown, Cummings again emailed Colwood Monday morning. In the message, he wrote, the only reason that I even responded to the statements you had made in prior exchanges is because I felt that despite you being a private citizen, I felt no choice but to vigorously defend the interests of the neighborhood's residents because until the recent past, the city had dealt with your organization as if it represented the voice of the residents of District 1, and as a result catered to the desires of your organization rather than of the residents, to their detriment. Cummings said emails sent by Colwood were not a sincere desire to communicate with me your thoughts. The Trobway Woods neighborhood was formed in 2007 when the Trobway and Woods plats were combined. Email, jscholes@sun-herald.com.
County. This is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County COPWATCH with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if some, if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave a, let's say, actually, yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But, do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, if I got, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.